misdirection, disinformation, and bold-faced lies. You claim that your hands are tied. You claim that hundreds of jobs are at risk. But TEA and the Department of Education have responded to expose that farce for what it is. You claim you are justified in extending your own terms. But a state court is completely outside your legal bounds. You have shown that not only are you pursuing these changes of your own accord, you are unwilling to take any responsibility for this attack. Even after responses from TEA and the federal governments, you have still made claims to the media and citizens that you're being forced to pursue these cuts.
Say that.
The board clearly views opacity and duplicity as a virtue. You are rushing with false urgency, threatening catastrophe as their delay, to try to pass this measure before your house of cards of an argument crumbles to the ground. You are attempting to gut and flay the only programs in this district that receive national recognition, not because you must. You are doing so simply because you want to. But perhaps it's too much to ask this board to admit that.
Time has expired.
Westmoreland, I live at 4624 Lafayette, Dallas, Texas. I'm president of the PTA at Cedar Chavez. I want to read this. This is from the Department of Education, the United States of America Department of Education. It's on page 39. It talks about exclusions. It says these exclusions also apply when determining whether Title I, which are learning centers, and non-Title I schools are comparable, not comparable. I'd also like to read from the covenants, from the commitments and covenants. It's the last sentence on here. It says, while this policy is in effect, a vote of 7 of the then sitting members of the Board of Trustees shall be required to modify, alter, amend, repeal, or vacate this policy. Any less than that, you'll be violating the law. And there are going to be a lot of problems.
There's a perception out there that the magnet school attract the best and brightest, but that's only half true. They also attract the desperate, the weird, and the undervalued. That's the story of 2 of my kids who are on a failure track before they found their perfect DISD program. Now, my youngest, she tried a number of programs before she found the one that clicked for her. So, one size does not fit all. She found her home at Oliver Wendell Holmes Communications Academy. She has blossomed here. It's 9-day difference. I went to the parent-teacher conference, my first one there, and I was told things like, she always does her homework, and it always gets turned in. She's one of the best students in the class. I had never heard that about her before in my entire life. I turned to her and I said, who are you, and what did you do with my daughter? It was wonderful. She's had a great year there, and I spoke with her principal, and they were gutted. Their program was gutted in the fall with the cuts. They lost their whole newspaper division. I don't know how you can teach communications without including the print media. Dallas Morning News and Dallas Observer have been our source of information this last 3 weeks. But as that, so
I am also a product of magnet programs. First I went to Spence, and I wanted to echo what one mother said about these schools really serving unique needs. I then went to my local school. My motivation dropped quickly, and my boredom rose really fast, and I was told to rectify the situation I would need to skip ahead 2 grades. My mother very wisely snatched me out of that school and put me into the tag magnet, where I blossomed. You must defer this decision. You rushing to judgment without TEA directives, you're going to do serious damage to some of the most special programs that are the crown jewels in this district, which otherwise had a pretty beleaguered year, thanks to some people in front of me right now. These proposed cuts are a mistake. These schools work, and you must not cut any staffing or funding levels for them.
I've already gotten my education through the magnet system, and I recall that when I applied to the magnet school system in elementary school to Sidney Lanier, that my teachers were proud and encouraged me to go into the magnet school system. I've since come back after many years of going to an elite college in this country, thanks to those opportunities, to find that now teachers don't want their best and brightest students to move on to more challenging environments because they'll make their school on paper look bad, rather than considering what opportunities these children will be missing out on. And I'm very disheartened to come back to being called a person, to be told that I'm an elitist for wanting something better. And I think that we should be looking to how we can make everything better for all
Thank you.
I am 10 years old and I have been a part of the Learning Center since age 4. Learning centers are very important to lots of parents, staff, especially students. Learning centers are important because it is fun, and students like fun. Students learn more than they would in a regular school. Also, students and teachers need fine arts. Teachers need them because they need their space. Students will be successful, like for example, Dalton Sherman. He learned everything he knows at Charles Rice Learning Center. That's why we need and want learning centers to stay the same. Please, please help us and don't take our teachers away.
My name is Michael Morgan. I'm a Sequoia student, and I'm not just a student. I'm a Sequoia A student. I have been in many programs, tag, piano, music, and even more programs like acting and STEM team. Yesterday I went to Sandy Lake with my choir teacher. If you change the school, I won't be able to be in those programs again. My mom is a Sequoia volunteer, and I am glad she volunteers, but if you cut teachers, will she have to teach too? I taught to volunteer too. I did my part, so will you be doing your part today?
Evans, and I got a phrase that I live by, and it's do the right thing and keep the dream alive by any means necessary. The focal point is to keep the dream alive. In order to keep the dream alive, we first must do the right thing by these children. And in order to keep the dream alive, we first must do the right thing, because if we fail to do the right thing, then we automatically kill the dream. And by any means necessary, when something is going wrong, the best thing we can do is do something about it. You people are in a position to do something about it. The next best thing we can do is at least say something about it, and that's exactly what we all are doing. And the worst thing we can do is sit back and do nothing at all. Thank you.